What's up, guys? Here with another NBA video, and in this NBA video, I'll be talking about the Brooklyn Nets, right? I know that I have not been making NBA video for the longest time because, yeah, like I said, not a lot of people, I'm not getting enough attention, from my subscribers and all stuff, and people who haven't subscribed. So most of my who views channel are not subscribers, right? So I get it, like the NBA is getting interesting, and you wanna, my reaction, like how the Brooklyn Nets, like making all these kind of moves, just to get all these good players, right? I've been hearing like so many talks about this Brooklyn Nets and who did this, who did that. But yeah, I've been watching the NBA and I've been following all along, but this NBA season is like very different. I guess like a lot shortened is because of due to the global pandemic, right? And when you look at this Brooklyn Nets team, they look very ridiculous, right? You literally have to stack up this many good players to for sure win a ring, right? And what if you're not gonna win the ring? What if some other teams are gonna eliminate the Brooklyn Nets, right? Yeah, I know that the Brooklyn Nets. I know that lots of NBA players are injured. Like I said, shortening season, so players have to play a lot harder, and then they can have very high chance of injury, right? I mean, this is exactly what happened to LeBron. I know Anthony Davis is definitely an injury prone player, but not like LeBron James. But then LeBron's getting older, so LeBron has a major ankle injury against the Atlanta Hawk. That is definitely I know. And Lakers are still not in a very good situation, but there's one good news that you probably all the Laker fans already knew. So before we get to NBA season, I mean the Brooklyn already got, I say like a couple years ago, like 2019, right? And, the world craziest off season, right? 2019, you know that the Brooklyn Nets recruit Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, right? And Kevin Durant has to sell the entire season, due to like his injury stuff. And then when it comes to 2020 season, then once James Harden wants to be out of Houston Rocket, and then the Brooklyn Nets, just somehow find ways, how to form itself a super team, just like the Golden State Warriors, that was back in the 2016, right? Except Warriors are like 73-9, but they just add Kevin Durant, and I feel like the Brooklyn Nets are just like probably even the worst move comparing to the Golden State Warrior, right? Well, that's just in my opinion. So yeah, I remember that the Brooklyn Nets, like they were like a mediocre team. They have very super strong, talented team, but now they're just adding like superstars from everywhere. Like, and I tell you why, this makes me want to laugh at them. Like, bro, this is ridiculous. See, I'm already laughing in this video. This Brooklyn Nets are looking ridiculous, man. So they had Kevin Durant. They have Kevin Durant. They have James Harden. They have Kyrie Irving. I mean, those are very three shooters. I mean, the three main guys of Brooklyn Nets, before they made any other move was James Harden, Durant, and Kyrie, right? You know that the Brooklyn Nets really suck, when it comes to defense, because all they have is just offensive score, right? Yeah, the Brooklyn Nets has very defense issues. Aside from, they have DeAndre Jordan, and somehow like 2 or 3 months ago they added Blake Griffin, and then they added Marcus Aldridge. Oh boy, I'm like, is this another Golden State Warriors? Like, bro, like 5 superstar. I know who's LaMarcus Aldridge is, and you know who Blake Griffin is. Blake Griffin was originally probably from the Clippers, right? And then he just wanted to get out of the Clippers. Yeah, because Clippers are so toxic now these days. And then LaMarcus Aldridge, yeah, I definitely known him for the longest time. He used to play for the Portland Trailblazers, and then he got traded to the Spurs, and somehow, like he just wants to go just to get easy ring, man. Just go want to join to the super team Nets. Like, all of this stack to beat LeBron James and the top team, the 76ers. Man, if the team like 76ers or some other team eliminate the Brooklyn Nets in the playoff, like people are just gonna laugh at the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, this is to be very honest, right? I'm just being honest with you guys. This is the truth, man. It's the truth. You have all the good player, super stack, and you cannot beat, a lesser team that is way, rated, lower than you, and there's a problem, right? Man, it's just like the Brooklyns are just like, the Clippers, and the Knicks are like, the Lakers. Like, yeah, Brooklyn and Knicks, somehow, they all, the two teams, share the same city, and the Los Angeles, Clippers and Lakers, share the same city, but then Clipper is the one, that doesn't belong here, and the Laker is, is truly, the more, Los Angeles, highly favorite team, right? Yeah, so when I looked at the NBA prediction, it said that the Clipper has a high chance of winning the NBA, title of 2021, but that's definitely not true because we know what happened to the Clippers last year, right? Blew a 3-1 lead to the Denver Nuggets. Yeah, everybody say that Clippers are gonna win this year, but in 2020, but they were like nowhere near that, man. They didn't even make it to the semifinal. They didn't even make the round 3 playoff. They're still stuck at round 2. And now, the Brooklyn Nets, like, some team they have to stack up so much just to get an easy ring. So I don't get what these players saying, man. Like, they just want easy ring, right? And when what this tells me is that, like, you just want to go against LeBron, right? But guess what happened to the Lakers, man? Oh, like they have Anthony Davis and LeBron, but both got injured, right? And then guess what the Lakers just did, man? They added Andre Drummond. So I honestly think, the Brooklyn Nets should be the highly favorite, of winning the NBA title. If you just look in general, right? Whoever has like the more good players, and more talented players, should win the NBA title, right? The Lakers, like they have like 3 superstars, so I think the only team that can compete with the Brooklyn Nets is the 76ers or the Lakers. Well, 76ers, they got Joel Embiid, which is, pretty much a monster. And then I know from 76ers, they got like whole, talented team. They got Ben Simmons as well, so the Sixers are very good. They're still somehow let me look at the NBA standing of this, but the Brooklyns are still not number 1 in the Eastern Conference, and you telling me like why? Like even though they're super stacked, they're supposed to be number 1 for sure, but it's just the injuries, man. I guess like when players have opportunity of getting rings, and I know that it's very hard. I know that injuries and all that different circumstances and reason that can prevent a player from winning a ring, right? Yeah, I know that Kevin Durant is a very injury prone. Lots of players have to sit out due to viruses and injuries. And when they play, a lot more, frequently, and when they shorten the season and play more games, and I see that a bunch of players get injured, including young one, including LaMelo. The Brooklyn Nets are still number 2, in the Eastern Conference, right? Yeah, but I don't think any other team, would possibly, would not compete against this Brooklyn Nets team. Well, maybe the Jazz. Yeah, the Jazz are a big, very big sleeper team. But if you just comment below, like if I should talk about the Utah Jazz, but well, maybe I don't have lots of Jazz fans, in this channel, so why should I talk about the Jazz? Even though, like this team was number 1, just out of nowhere. But yeah, Jazz are, they were looking, very super talented team, right? Yeah, so I guess now these days instead of earning the ring in a hard way, they just have to join and make a super team to earn easy rings, right? Which is kind of not fair to the other player because the other player you now have to work harder to beat the other team that has better players and just to get that same ring. Like bruh man, this like Golden State, they just really literally copy the Golden State Warriors, right? Literally. Except now they have like six superstars, five superstars at least. Well, if they have six superstars, then and if they still don't win the ring, like it's more laughable than comparing to the Golden State Warriors, man. But the Golden State Warriors, they did one back-to-back championship, but they didn't want a three-peat. It's because yeah, that's just the truth. Oh, you Brooklyn Nets are looking ridiculous, man. Well, I just hoping that they better win the ring because now you know what I expect out of them, right? Just by looking at their pure roster, man. Oh, yeah, I know some of you guys are gonna laugh. Like, really, man? Really, to be LeBron? LeBron is so good, man. Guess what? Now he's getting help. He's not having not only Anthony Davis, but now they got Drummond. Like I said, they got Kyle Kuzma, who's like very young. They get like Alex Caruso. They have like all these young team. Like Lakers is the only team that can truly beat the Brooklyn Nets. But the second best, like I said, Jazz 76er. But definitely not the Bucks. The Bucks are only good for regular season, so I wouldn't pick the Bucks. But yeah, that's just it, man. Like if LeBron wins the championship this year, like, and if he wins it next year, tie with the number ring that Michael Jordan has, then you can call LeBron James a GOAT. Yeah, he is a GOAT, right? I mean, if he wins this year, he should. A lot more people are gonna think him as now he's truly a GOAT, right? Yeah. Oh boy. Wow, man. Just wow. But hey, man, I'm not disrespecting, anything, but I'm not disrespecting, anybody, but I'm just reacting to it. But if the player wants an easy ring, then they should just do this, right? And the NBA is just fine with it. So, peace out.